Welcome back to Crafty Nanny, the channel with original stories and simple crafts designed to engage you and your little one. Remember, there's something new every week, so come back next Tuesday to see what's new. Let's turn the page for today's adventure. Today's story is Patch, Hedgy and Scoot, Hip Hats Hooray! By Anushka R. Merrill. Patch was determined to win this year's Hip Hat tournament. This was his third time entering the contest after his first two attempts ended in disaster. 2 years ago, he stubbed his toe on a rock, spilling most of the popcorn from his custom bucket hat. Even worse, it took forever to gather all the fallen popcorn, so he missed the hat parade and exhibition. Last year, he knitted a hat out of cotton candy and hired Scoot as his walking coach. Okay, a little to the left, now right, steady, steady, you're doing it, Patch, Scoot cheered him on. With Scoot as his guide, Patch was confident he would win the contest. That is, until he felt a tickle on his back. Scoot, is there something on my back? Patch asked while trying to steady himself. Scoot looked and saw a giant candy spider crawling up Patch's back. No, said Scoot as he ran away. Patch shook and shook himself until the spider and all the cotton candy flew off his head. This year he was planning on staying away from food hats. Patch was still putting the finishing touches on his hat when Hedgy and Scoot left for the Hip Hat tournament. They were excited to see what the other hatters were wearing and curious about Patch's design. He was doing a great job of keeping his hat a secret so far. Carmina D. Swine was reporter on site bringing the latest news on Hip Hats 2020. We're seeing all kinds of hats here today, Jim, she spoke to the camera. Here comes the Bunny Bee family with their hats now, she reported. The cameraman turned to get a shot of Brenda, Bradley, Beatrix, Brandon, Braylon, and Bartholomew Bunny making a grand entrance with their ingredients for an ice cream sundae hats. Over in a grassy area, the Skink brothers showed off their creativity with their dinosaur terrarium and mochi ball hats. And in the distance, Cardinal Robin was strolling in with a tip-top hat, complete with Miss Blue Jay and her mobile hat shop on top. Hedgy and Scoot were astonished by the hat designs they had seen so far. Patch and his hat, however, were nowhere to be seen. Mr. Englegrove, the town's milliner, was the master of ceremonies. Ladies and gentle creatures, he said, we hope you're enjoying Hip Hats 2020. We have seen some amazing hats so far, but I've been promised that they're nothing like this next presenter's. Let's welcome Patch to the stage. There was no response. Patch? Patch slowly walked onto the stage carrying a plant and wearing a regular-looking hat. Son, you do know this is a hip hat contest, right? Mr. Englegrove said nervously. Yes, said Patch. Just wait till you see what my hat can do. He walked up and down the stage in his average-looking hat. Nothing happened. The crowd murmured. Suddenly, an arm extended from the top of Patch's hat and began snipping the potted plant. The crowd said ooh and ah as the plant began to take shape. They could hardly believe it. Patch's regular-looking hat had snipped a perfect topiary right before their eyes. The crowd cheered loudly and the vote was unanimous for Patch's hat as the winner of the Hip Hat contest. You did it! You're a star! Carmina D. Swine said to him. How does it feel? Patch wasn't sure what to say as he had never been interviewed before. Well, happy, I guess, he said shyly. And there you have it, Woodlanders. This year's hippest hatter is, well, happy, she reported to the camera. Many people came over to congratulate Patch on winning the contest. Hedgy and Scoot couldn't have been prouder of their big brother. Third time's the charm, Patch, said Hedgy as they posed with him for a picture for the newspaper. Patch was proud that his average-looking hat turned out to be the best of the day after all. The end. It's your turn. Design, draw, or create your hippest hat. Show us what you make on Crafty Nanny Facebook or Instagram. Keep crafting, and we'll see you next time.